Hi guys, thank you so much for tuning in to The Real with Jeannette Miley. I'm Jeannette Miley, and together with me is my guest, Jeannette. Enjoying the nature, it's beautiful.
It's a beautiful time.
Right? Jeannette is here so that we can talk about a condition that most women are fighting and most people are not aware.
We're going to discuss endometriosis.
Endometriosis. So Jeannette, would you tell us what it is?
Endometriosis is basically a condition in which the endometrium grows outside the uterus. It's a disease that occurs in 1 in 10 women.
1 in 10 women.
1
Can you
in 10.
imagine that? That most people are not aware of it, right?
Yeah, true.
So Jeannette, tell us, how did you come to know that you had endometriosis? How were you diagnosed with endometriosis?
Around 5 years ago, that is basically when it began, when the symptoms came up. And I went for laparoscopic surgery.
What?
A laparoscopic surgery.
Okay.
That is when it was diagnosed. And it began when I was around 14. The symptoms were there, but we ignored, because one of the major symptoms is painful periods, cramps, which we all think is normal, and society has dictated it's okay, it's womanhood, we should handle it. But in real sense, pain during periods is actually not allowed. It's not normal. It's totally not normal. Again, I used to have a lot of pain before ovulation or during ovulation, which is actually not normal. Excruciating pain that it make me collapse, and
Are you serious?
it was so bad. On a scale of 1 to 10, it just breaks scale.
And there are people suffering from this.
Yes, there are people out there who are suffering from this, but it's like, we don't want to talk about it. We're ashamed of it. I don't know why. So people would rather die with the pain and not talk about it, and totally not want anyone to know that, oh, I'm having these weird abdominal pains, I'm having these backaches that are not normal.
Yes. So we've talked about how you were diagnosed at the age of 14, but did the doctor find it at that very time?
Actually, no. What happens most times when around the age of 14 or below, when you start visiting like the doctor, the gyna, most of them just give you hormonal drugs because they think you've not balanced your hormones, and they think you're growing, as it says. It took a while. It took around 4 years of me taking hormonal drugs to balance my hormones. And when I was around 19, 20, I had a CT scan that ruled out that I had some ovarian cysts, very big, around 12 centimeters each.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So actually, what happened when I went to theater and they were getting rid of the cyst, that is when they were actually able to pinpoint, oh, it's just not cysts in here, there's endo.
Okay.
Yeah, around the endo can happen around your pelvic, ovaries, fallopian tube, bladder. It gets as bad as bladder, and some women even have to fight with fistula on top of endo when it goes to the bladder. It gets really, really bad.
Oh wow. Have you even ever thought of these things? Sometimes until we are faced with a problem, that's when we start to think about it. So Jeannette, you've talked about fistula. What is that? Please explain.
Fistula is basically a condition in which, like, your bladder gets messed up.
Yeah.
So you find you can't control. Yeah, you just pee on yourself.
Are you serious?
It's very shameful.
And it can be caused by endometriosis.
Yes. When endometriosis gets to your bladder, it's really gets really bad. Another really bad condition is when your endo goes all the way to your brain, because it keeps growing and growing. So goodness. Eventually it will lead to a coma, unfortunately.
Oh wow. And you talked about you being diagnosed at the age of 20. How old are you now?
I'm 21.
You're 21, so that's just last year.
Yeah, it's just been an year of treating the right thing, endometriosis, and not dysmenorrhea or hormonal imbalance.
Yes, because the last time, I have known you all my life, and all your life, basically. So I know that you went to many doctors and you've gone to many big hospitals, but you've been diagnosed with the wrong thing over and over again. You've been taking the wrong medicine. I mean, did you feel let down by the doctors? You know, because it's since 14 years, it's been a long time.
It's been a journey, and it's been a draining journey. The finances are really drained, because mostly fighting gynecological issues are very expensive, and unfortunately we've not gotten to the point in the country where, you know, we're given free services just like maternal or the normal healthcare. So I had to dig a bit into my pocket, and at the end of the day, knowing for close to like 4 years or 5 we've been taking the wrong drugs and doing the wrong procedures, is very draining and very humiliating altogether.
Of course. I mean, I sympathize with all the ladies out there that are fighting this endometriosis, because most of us, especially I'm her family, and most of us don't even understand. Even family members, your parents, your wife, your husband doesn't get why you're hurting like that during your periods. You know, some people just think, I mean, get over it, it's just periods, everyone hurts during periods. But she said it's not normal to cramp. So I suggest that if you're going through painful cramps, I think it's time to get checked. So Jeannette, please elaborate for us. I know you mentioned it before, but please tell us, how is endometriosis diagnosed? Do you get a pap smear, or what happens?
No, actually endometriosis cannot be, you know, pinpointed out through pap smear.
Okay.
Most times, if not all, endometriosis is mostly, you have to do a laparoscopic surgery. That is most times. So
you have to go through a surgery to find endometriosis?
Yeah, you have to go through a procedure. It's a 1 day procedure or 2 days procedure. It's a daycare actually procedure. That's the only, you know, really accurate way to get out, to get to the root of endometriosis. But sometimes, so it's very rare, in very rare occasions, CT scans could show signs if you do a, but it's very rare in very rare conditions.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So it means that you could be suffering from endometriosis and never really get to the root of it. Like
actually, through this,
yes,
you could go for 100 scans, and you're told, you know, there's nothing wrong with you,
you're fine,
because, you know, the images are clear and everything is fine. But in the real sense, when you go to the when you decide to finally have your procedure, you'll be shocked, because I had 1 million CT scans and everything seemed okay. By the time I was diagnosed with endometriosis through laparoscopic, unfortunately I was in stage 4 endometriosis.
Are you serious?
Which is like the last stage, and very hard to manage, very painful, excruciating pain, a lot of money. Yeah, basically.
You have gone through so much. As far as I can remember, you've been in and out of hospital. I mean, how has that affected you?
Oh, it's affected me a lot. It's affected my finances to start with, as I say. Dealing with endo is bad.
Yeah,
because most insurances don't really stand in for, you know, for endometriosis and the medicines especially. So you're made to dig deeper into your pocket. Again, it's emotionally draining, because you don't want to keep on being in a gynecologist clinic, you know, when they're up there looking for everything, doing procedures. It's not really
I mean, we are women.
Yeah.
You know, our privacy feels abused when you're all, someone is up in your business all the time. I mean, that is very discouraging. But we are here to tell you that you're not fighting, you're not an endo warrior by yourself. We are right here to stand with you, and we are going to hold hands. And Jeannette, before we close this show today, is there something you want to say, maybe to a young girl who's feeling these excruciating pains, and now she maybe thinks that, kumbe, I could probably have endometriosis? What do you have to say to her?
First of all, I wish you all in mind, I want to appreciate people out there who stand with us. Having endometriosis is crazy. Today you're okay, tomorrow you're not. So people don't understand when, you know, we'd agreed, let's do this tomorrow, and I just can't move, and I can't push my body. So mostly I want to appreciate our partners, the men in our lives. Oh wow, they are so supportive, most of them. The parents, the family, you know, we're really grateful when you understand us. People really don't understand us. Again, for a girl out there who may be thinking, oh, I have all this pain, I have all this, you know, it's just not pain. You could have pain during sex, pelvic pains, you know, abdominal pains, you can't move your bowels, so difficult. So I wouldn't really recommend that you rule out that you have endometriosis.
Yeah.
But please see a physician, a qualified one for that matter. Let them rule it out, and yeah. And once you find out you have endometriosis, please change your diet.
Oh wow.
Go gluten free, avoid dairy products, and your environment should also change. Don't push your body. If today you wake up and you can't do anything, honey, it's okay. Don't push your body, because the more you push your body, the more your tendons, get really tough on you, and the more you ache. So if you want to take a break, it's okay. Another thing, we really struggle in career because people don't understand.
Oh yeah.
I can't move in 10 days of my menstrual period. I just can't work. So if you're out there and you're in that condition, and your employer really doesn't understand you, because we still don't have a law that has been passed, and like in London, where it accommodates us. Yes. Just find something that is flexible for you, and somehow things will just work out. Yeah, just don't push yourself.
In March, it was Endo month, and Victoria Rubadiri had a show on NTV on the same, and she had a few warriors of endometriosis, and I saw this lady say that before she asks for a job, the first thing she asks is, how many days can I get off in a month? Because she goes through 7 days of excruciating pain due to her period. I mean, seriously, I can't even start to imagine what they go through. I cannot, because myself, I don't even have cramps at all. But you see, we have to get to their shoes and understand who they are and what they go through. Even if we don't really get it, we can try,
Yeah.
So she was saying that I go and ask, and if that job is not for me, then it's not for me. I'm not going to take a job that I'm going to hurt myself over. Because there are times, like the way she said, like 10 days, she can't move. So then what? Employers out there, think about this. You need to accommodate every and each person, especially if they are talented in those areas that you're seeking for. Please give them 10 days off, because it's not their condition. It's not a condition that they have chosen for themselves, And this is something I have been thinking about. What do you think causes endometriosis?
There's no stable reason as to why.
Yeah,
that's the funny thing. There's never been a reason as to why endometriosis comes up. Okay. I think they're still researching on it.
Yeah, and then don't be fooled that because you don't have endometriosis now, and some people tell people that when you give birth you'll be fine. Honey, it's a lie. You can get endometriosis even after giving birth. That's why I thought this was very important to bring to you, because in the end you never know where you land. We are all human beings. I never knew about cysts, and then when I found out about cysts, it's because I had to research it for myself. You understand? So you never know what you need because knowledge is power, people. You never know if your child or your wife is going to be an endo warrior. I mean, I'm very proud of you, my dear.
Thank you. There's another thing I would like to discuss.
Yes.
Endo gives you struggles in fertility.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, it gives you a lot of trouble in conception, and if you conceive, most people, it's really, really tough. It's a really, really tough journey. Again, this goes back to women who are pregnant with endometriosis. We are really pushed, and people think, oh, you think you're special. Oh, we've seen people. No, yes, we are special in our own way. When you're pregnant with endometriosis, it's really, really, really complicated. So allow us to get bedridden if the doctor, demands that we get bedridden. Don't make fun of us. Women out there who are struggling to conceive with endo, don't put them down. And there's this thing that, oh, she's been married for 10 years. She didn't have a kid.
Oh my goodness.
That kind of humiliation. We really don't need that kind of negativity. Before you bash someone, get to the bottom of it. What happened?
Exactly.
Because people sometimes are like, in her youth, she spent most of her youth aborting, and it's really, really bad. And then for the young girls or any woman out there, some of us bleed. It sucks the blood and it just drains. I've seen a little girl get bashed, and in the name of abortion again, because society, everybody just. Not everybody who's really, really bleeding is going down with that business. Sure. Some of us are just really in a condition of we do want to be in, but we are there, so kindly understand.
Yes, thank you so much, Jeannette, for agreeing to do this with me.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so as you all know, this is a Christian show, and for that reason I would like to pray for everyone and every lady who's fighting endometriosis. If you would please just place your hand on your womb. Let's believe God together, because I know He can do something, and He's not limited. He's the great physician. So please close your eyes wherever you are, even if you're listening in a car. Close your eyes. So Jesus, we come before you, thanking you for each and every person who's watching me today. I thank you for this show, and I thank you because it has a purpose. And whoever we have reached today, God, may you bless them, Lord. You're the great physician. You know the way our bodies work. And God, bless Jeannette for standing in front of people and telling and sharing her story. God, when these women get healed, they'll come back to you to thank you, and they'll have testimonies, and they'll have testimonies of their own. And I know, Jesus, that when testimonies are said, then Lord, then Satan has no room for us, King of all glory. Jesus, show yourself strong among your people. We know you do that only you can do. Jesus, walk. Go to women, God. Visit each and every one of us, Lord. If it's not endo that we're suffering from, God, there's other things that women go through. There's PCOS, there's cysts, God. There are rape cases, Jesus. There are girls who are suffering from heartache, Jesus. But we know that you can heal each and every illness and each and every heartache, Lord. So we take our hearts and trust in you. We lay everything at the altar, Jesus. We trust in your name. Your name is stronger than every other tower that we know. It's in Jesus' name that we pray, trusting and believing. Amen. If you pray that prayer with me and believe God with me, I believe that you'll get healed. And when you do, please comment below. Let us know what this channel is doing in your life. And if I've been a blessing in your life, just holler at me. I'm Jeannette Smiley in all my social media platforms, and when I mean all, I say Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. First off, I don't have Snapchat. Maybe I will soon, but I'm not now. And Jeannette is Shikomoreide in all her social media platforms. I'll list it below on the comments slot. So I love you guys. Until next time. Mwah.